Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is an incredible video I have for you today. If you just Google housing news, you're gonna see, guys, article after article. It is awful, awful, awful. Look at this. Vulnerable housing market. Home prices fall in these 259 housing markets. Autumn flurry, the UK housing market going to fall at last. Mortgage rates jump above 6%. Everything that you read right now as far as housing is concerned, it is painting a horrible, horrible picture, right? Look at this. Goldman Sachs says weakness ahead. Housing is a mess. So basically what is happening, you know that the rates went up last week. Oh no, 2 weeks ago the rates went up. Last week the inflation report came out and it was really, really bad. It went down 0.2%, but unfortunately, experts thought it was going to go down by 0.4%. So what that really means is that whatever the Feds have been doing haven't been working. And unfortunately, what the Feds have been doing has been crashing the market. So if you think that whatever the Feds didn't work good enough, and the Feds are crashing the market, now, you think that now the Feds are going to have to be even stronger. What do you think that's going to do to the market? What do you think it's going to do to all those small businesses who require, loans to keep their business afloat every month, right? There's a lot of companies that borrow money, upwards of like $100 million at a time. A lot of supermarkets, for example, they have to borrow money to pay their payroll every single week, right? Now they do pay it back, don't get me wrong, but now when interest rates are higher, well, it's gonna the companies that are borrowing this money are gonna make less money. So that is just one way it could affect the overall economy, right? Borrowing. This country lives off of borrowing. And when we see borrowing costs go up, we definitely see the economy completely slowing down. Now, how long is it going to take for inflation to go down? A lot of people are like, well, if you ask a young person, go find a young person and ask them. They're going to think, oh, it's going to be, inflation will be back to 2% by next week. No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Inflation takes a long time to come down because at the end of the day, we printed so much money and we have to shrink the economy and get that money out. And that's the issue that we're in right now, right? It's that to shrink it, basically means crashing the economy. And once we do get inflation under control, I'm thinking it's going to take like two years to get down to like 2%. That's my personal opinion, right? Or maybe even 3 years. But let's just say we get it down. Well, guess what? Now you have low inflation, but what else do you have? You have a completely destroyed economy, right? Like that we're basically having to start from zero. Now, in some ways, the economy needs a reset. And it's going to be very, very painful. But in many ways, when we do start over, it's going to be better, right? It's going to be part of the course. And luckily, it is going to give a lot of people some great opportunities to buy a house. Because, when we look at places like Boise, Idaho, one of the places that went up, that has the biggest chance of a recession risk, because prices during the pandemic shot up like crazy. A lot of people moved here from the Bay Area, from Seattle, San Francisco, especially because there was a lot of work from home. And people were like, hey, I'm tired of living in these big cities where I'm like basically stuck, right? People were stuck in their home. They left these two big cities and they moved to Boise. It's a very pretty, very outdoorsy. So what ended up happening is when you start bringing Seattle money and San Francisco money to a little town like this, okay, very, tiny little ass town, well, the prices are going to shoot up like crazy because you take somebody from San Francisco and you show them a house like this for $400,000 and they're like, yeah, I got that in my pocket. I got that in my wallet. Here, take my credit card, just put it. Because again, for someone living in San Francisco, these prices are unbelievably cheap, right? But if you look, we're starting to see huge, huge price cuts. If we jump over to the Redfin weekly housing market data, sorry about that, you can see that since the rates went up, there has been a complete, slowdown in prices. The prices are coming down. At the top, we were like at $447. We are now at $594. That's $50,000 that it has dropped in the last few months, right? So we're about to cross that 2021 mark, and that would be pretty insane. Again, I think it's going to hit all the way to 2019 prices. So we're going to see how exactly that plays out. But we're going into a winter season. So again, if you're like in the market to buy a house right now, even if you found the house of your dreams, my opinion, and this is personal, okay? Don't take this to the bank, all right? But personally, my opinion is It's better to wait. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to buy for a lot better price in the next few months. I'm seeing a lot of price cuts already for some really, really nice houses. If you wait, you're going to have a better opportunity. Now, I understand. Look, I get it. You go to an open house, you find a house like this. Look how beautiful this house is. Okay, look at that backyard. Insane. And look at all the space that you get. Okay, so you come over here, $700,000, 1,500 square foot, but you get this huge shed. You get like 2 sheds basically. The house is not that big, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. But again, so you tour it, $700,000. You're saying, okay, I could afford it. And you walk the land and you're like, no, this is where I want to live. I had a dream about this house. Honestly, this house is insanely beautiful. But if you can't walk away, then you buy it, right? Now, yeah, sure. In 6 months, this house could be worth, $600,000. I get that. But the issue there is basically that, like, it's an emotional decision. And to somebody who absolutely loves this house, that sees themselves growing up old here and just loving life, then that $100,000 that it would drop in the next 6 months is not a big deal to them. And I agree, right? Again, it's an emotional decision. Now, it would be very, very hard to walk away from this house. This house is absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and it's a single story. But anyways, we're seeing price cuts. That's the deal. There's more and more opportunities for buyers they're going to have. Now, on the flip side is that we are going to have the economy somewhat crash. So people will most likely lose their jobs. So what is going to make the prices drop is basically it's going to be more demand. Less demand, more supply, right? Now, here's the deal. Once the prices do crash, they're not going to jump back up to these levels overnight. Again, it takes a lot of commerce. It takes a lot of buying and selling to get those prices back up. So just because, like, let's just say you're very unfortunate and you lose your job in the next 6 months, right? And it kind of screws you up when you want to buy a house, because now you don't qualify for a loan because you don't have that job. You don't have that job security. Banks don't lend you the money. Well, eventually, as the economy bottoms out, you will get a job, right? But you will have a chance to jump back into the market, because as you get your new job, and this is worst case scenario if you lose your job, but once you start getting back into the market, again, prices will definitely be low for the next year or two after the market bottoms out, or it could take 3 years. And then at that moment, you'll be able to jump in at a lower price than you have today. Now look at this house, $700,000. Wow, I was just looking while I was talking, and I'm like, this house is insanely beautiful. I am going to check out Boise, because Boise seems insane. Look at how beautiful this house is. And I bet you it's safe, and I bet you it's beautiful. I bet you the people in Boise are awesome. Again, this looks like a very happening place, very, very popular among people that are outdoorsy. And it's looking like it's going to be an amazing buying opportunity very, very quickly. If you like skiing, if you like all sorts of outdoor activities, this is definitely the place to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video. I want to just say thank you to all the people who have been supporting my channel and leaving likes, leaving comments. Thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to me. If you want me to research a specific city and I'll jump into that market and we could kind of go through Zillow and check that out, please go ahead and comment down below, and I will love to jump in and research that city. I love learning and learning about new markets. So again, that's what we're looking at right now. So please just let me know, comment down below, and I'll do that. If you're new to my channel and you like what I have to say, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and leave a comment. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.